Hello, everybody. Welcome back to another show of No Strings Attached. We are here today with your boy Austin, Raja, and Camille. And I've got to say, I've got to
Sound a
start
bit
us
sad.
off. Maybe a little bit. Maybe a little bit. I am repping the merch, as we can
Household
see. I
household fan.
am, as the household San Antonio Spurs fan. Today was a tragic loss. Look, we didn't get to cover game one together, but as a whole, the past two losses for me have been ridiculous on how I have been feeling towards this finals matchup. They have been great games, especially game two. We saw Victor Wembanyama in the second half get 22 points. He did amazing today, other than the last minute of the game, I will say. De'Aaron Fox finally lived up to his fraudulent claims and actually did drop quite a few necessary points for the Spurs to make that 14-point comeback after also, being up 12 points, I believe it was, in that first quarter, which, they were up and then they went down and then they caught back up again just to lose by that point. But yeah, solid game all around, especially for the Knicks. Besides, I would say Jalen Brunson. I mean, JB has not been having the greatest of games, but it doesn't matter when you're still winning games at the end of the day. Karl Anthony Towns has been making Wemby his bitch, to say the absolute least. And
Yeah.
Mikal Bridges was knocking down threes like no one's business up until that fourth quarter, of course. That especially the last, I would say, 3 to 4 minutes of that fourth quarter, they were crucial. And man, the Knicks did luck out in the last minute, I will say. But guys, I will run it through yous. What did yous think? I'll start off with you, Raja.
I thought that the Spurs was like trying to keep the Knicks off their back. Obviously they were leading for a bit and then the Knicks finally caught them and they extended the lead. They played real well into that fourth quarter. Obviously they end up losing the game. The Spurs did. But I thought that the Spurs played so much better in the fourth quarter. I thought this was their game to win. Obviously, actually, we watched it live together at the bar, so the
Oh, yeah.
emotions were high. So and the Spurs were making shots left and right in the fourth quarter. I thought, oh man, this lead is coming off, and eventually they tied it up until that moment of when they made a stop. Wemby tried to, I don't know why they didn't call a timeout, but they tried to bring it up the court. He tried to pass it to Castle, but Castle weren't looking. Now they had to, and then now they end up fouling Brunson because they're on the bonus. Obviously, he had to shoot 2 free throws, and he made one out of 2 actually. And I thought that Wemby had a slow start. He didn't really shoot the ball right, Camille. Like early in the game, we were watching it like, damn, this dude
he had
didn't.
what's 7 points in the first half, right?
Yeah, he was
Yeah.
scared.
That's
He
very
was scared.
passive.
What he had like 24 in the second, right? 22.
Give me a second here.
Yeah,
I think maybe a bit more, like 25.
Nah,
Yeah.
that wasn't.
Because
it wasn't that
he
much.
had 22. He had 22.
22.
Yeah.
22 in the second. Yeah.
He definitely picked it up. So I thought that, and at the end of the game, that when they tried to win it with that last shot, I thought that it was a great look. I would have loved to see him closer to the rim, right? Maybe just like a lob or something. But Mitchell Roberts
When we were there,
yeah.
when we were there for that game, when we were watching this all together, I was like literally screaming at the fact that he took that mid-field jumper as his shot over anything else. Look, we've seen him make that shot I think it was to send the Spurs to the playoffs when they were up against the Suns in the regular season. And that's all fine and dandy. However, this playoffs, Wemby has not been shooting great from the mid-range. I think it's been 21% he's been shooting the entire playoffs. So when I saw him take that shot as the last shot, man, not happy. I was not happy. It was just ridiculous seeing the 7-foot Frenchman not just
7'4".
kind of, sorry.
Not
The
7 foot. This man is
7'4"
7'6"
alien.
possibly.
The 7'4" alien not just resort to an actual easy shot in those last kind of seconds.
But he's not doing that ever, really. Like once a game. Once or twice a game you see like a lob or like a pick and roll-ish type of play. You know what I mean? You don't see that en masse. Was like they do this, like they run a play like 6-7 times where he I don't know, back to the basket. He also can. Like, I think there was this one, I don't know when it was, but he was back against the basket and Cat was boxing him out. Like, he can't physically, he cannot. Cat's also too strong. He can't. Like, he's just going to get pushed out of the paint, and all of a sudden he's already, where he shot the last shot from. So it's like, I mean, look, if you look at him and you see this 6'4", 6'5", 6'7", 6 specimen, whatever he is, you think, oh damn, he should be way closer to the basket. But they are taking so many like stupid shots that shot at the end from all the sample size we have is actually not the craziest. You know what I mean? Like a heat check 3 when he's already 0-3 and stuff like that.
I've got to agree with that.
I thought coming out of the ATO, I thought the ATO was going to be a step back 3 there at the end. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Just because that's what they've been doing for some reason.
That's what I mean. Like, in the context of the Spurs shooting whatever they're shooting, like those, shot clock still 18 seconds and they just chuck in a 3 for no reason, right? They don't actually call a play or whatever. Like, from all the worst shots possible, this wasn't I thought it was more like a 6.5 out of 10. They could have drawn up, you know what I mean? Like,
compared to some of the shots we did see today getting chucked, and I will say it was the case for both sides as well. It wasn't just a Spurs kind of thing. I definitely saw it on the Knicks side too, where because the Knicks got, what was it? I think it was 4 or 5 24-second violations today. They draw out that clock and then they resort to some pretty awful shot selection, and it was the case with the Spurs, except they would try the shot and the shot would just be a contested 3 from either really outside the arc or in the corner, and it just wasn't hitting. I think in that last minute we saw Wemby go for this corner 3 and just completely airball the shot as well. It was just, the entire game felt like there was just a lot of shot chucking and missed shots. But I will say there was no excuses for the Spurs today. None. They had the whistle going in their direction, especially giving them that momentum in the last few minutes.
The Knicks shot 41%. The Spurs shot 47%. The Knicks shot the ball worse, much worse.
But here's the thing: the Knicks shot 89 field goals compared to 78 from the Spurs, right? They just shot the ball 11 times more, which is like those second those offensive rebounds. And
let's talk about offensive rebounds for a second, actually.
I mean, Camilla, on paper, they just have 5 more rebounds or 5 more offensive rebounds. But if you watch the game, it looks so much worse because they're getting second chances, third chances.
Yeah.
And I don't know, mentally, it sometimes looks like Wemby's already thinking ahead. Like, what okay, we're going to rebound this, we go offense, but then he's not rebounding. It just looks like almost he's already half a step into his offensive mindset when the ball is still in the air. I don't know, that there were some possessions where it looked really bad. Just rebound the damn ball. But I mean, look, the last minute is going to be talked about ad nauseum. And but
I want to talk about the turnovers as well. They had 16 turnovers today compared to the 12.
15.
No, they got 16. Wemby,
the Knicks got 4. Knicks got 15. Sorry.
Okay. What do you call it? Those turnovers that the Spurs got, it was just really dumb. I'm saying they didn't know where to pass. They chuck it, and then
it was pass interceptions a lot of the times. It was literally just pass interceptions.
You can't do that. You cannot do that when you have Mikal Bridges and OG playing against you. You know what I'm saying? They got that length to reach for those type of those passing attempts, and damn, and then they go down the field, they go down the court. That's another 2 points. You know what I'm saying? They keep doing it again and again, and it's just man, what are we doing here? Calm down, you know what I'm saying? Let's just calm down, chill out. We don't have to rush everything, you know what I'm saying? So
it was terrible. I think there was one play where Dylan Harper was what's it called? Just inside of the paint at the top of the key, and when he passed out to someone, it was no one was making themselves open for the shot, and he just basically gave the ball away, and that's what we saw time after time with these games. Look, I will say, as the household Spurs name and the Spurs fan, I have faith in them. As much as I want to cope and will be on the copium until they get eliminated, I do have hope for them that they'll at least steal the next game. Look, we've seen all of these problems that we're talking about, and literally every single one of these problems we're talking about here was the problems that we saw with the OKC series. every single one, right? I think they're not as glaring. They are a lot more glaring now, considering they are in the finals, and you can kind of see the pressure getting to them more. Like we with that last minute as well, it was definitely a thing of he just wasn't thinking straight, right? Like you can tell it's now the pressure more than anything that's taking an impact on these guys. But regardless of the fact, I cannot make a single excuse for what has been happening today, because these are things that we've been talking about over the past couple of weeks, especially with what happened with OKC. And guess what? They fixed them. It's just the case that now you're just making the same mistakes again. Like, guys, come on, please. But I will say, with today's loss, the Spurs are one of 3 teams now to have gone down 2 games at home. There are only 2 other teams that have done that in the 90s, from what I know. Let me have a quick look and see as to which teams
While you
those
do that,
were.
the Knicks gonna sweep you guys. Just saying.
Well,
They just might.
I'm just gonna let me throw this one out for you guys. Actually, what do you guys think about the Spurs now going back to MSG?
Camille, you want to take that one, or do you want me to start? Up to you.
I mean, look, first of all, man, you need a
not
good
pretty.
night's rest if you're the Spurs, because this was you lost that game. You absolutely threw it away. You took that thing and threw it like Tom Brady. Like you just threw that thing like, I don't know.
That was Russell Wilson too.
That was like, oh my God, it was so bad to watch because there's so many mistakes they did. You don't call the timeout. That's one. Then you try to pass it to, was it Castle, right?
Castle.
Where he got
Yes.
yeah. So that's number 2. And then on top of everything, could you have gotten a better shot off? They were already in bonus, right? So maybe you just drive to the basket type stuff.
Yeah.
Look, you obviously, Wemby's your superstar, you give him, like the thing is this, even if he's ice cold, you still give him the ball, because at the end of the game, you're going to have to answer some questions. It's like, oh, why didn't he get the ball, this and that? You know how it is, right? Like, if you give it to Castle, he misses it. It's a whole nother conversation. If Wemby misses it, I think everyone can sort of, quote unquote, live with it. But it's like there's 3 decisions there that just like lost them the game. Like if they even, there's so many things that could, just call the timeout. Don't pass the ball over there. I don't know what they were thinking. Absolutely crazy. Anyways, but after the game, he apologized. He said, I fumbled the game, this and that. So, hey, kudos to him for owning that. Yeah, I mean, big time.
I
like
remember
chat, you know what I'm saying?
I remember Camille. That was like one thing that you especially hated about the coaching staff on the Cavs, about James Harden on the Cavs as well, about Chet after Game 7. Like that was a big thing that I remember us talking about. And
Absolutely.
Hey, analytically, the Cavs won the chip.
Yeah, but he is like that. He owns up to his mistakes. He has to. That's a bad one. That's gonna haunt him for a while, and that's okay. Look, you go to the Garden now. The Knicks are 2 up. They literally know they robbed this game. Like they shouldn't have won this. Yeah, I mean, overall, I don't like. Look, let's not go too far. I don't know if they're gonna get swept or not, but that's gonna be a tough one. It's gonna be a tough one. We saw how many Knicks fans were in the stands tonight.
Travel, baby.
That was crazy to see. Let's see how many Spurs fans are going to be in the building. I suspect quite a lot less. About that much, Raja. About 0.
No nuns.
Because those tickets, that's New York money.
Yeah.
That's New York money you got to spend.
Yeah.
So dude, a tough one. This is a tough loss. This is sort of like this type of thing that either breaks you or makes you type stuff. Like,
yeah, I agree.
And let me go into kind of a little deep dive here analytically, as
the Cavs won,
as we wanna have a look at now. What's it called? The only other 2 teams in the finals that have been down these 2 games, right? One of them was in 75, and that was the Washington Bullets against the Golden State Warriors, and they got swept. And the only other team to have done that was the 95 Orlando Magic, the one with Shaquille O'Neal. That team also got swept. So it's not looking analytically great. It is not looking too hot. Only 5 other teams have ever come back down that. None in the finals.
Okay.
And it was, what's it called? Houston against Phoenix in 94. That was the Elijah one team. Then we had Dallas against Houston in 2005. We had Boston against the Bulls in 2017. and then we had the Clips and the Mavs in 2021, and that was it. Especially being down those 2 games at home, it is very rough. Look, at the end of the day, if people want to see Wemby as the face of the league, simple put, you're gonna have to do things that are almost impossible. They beat the defending champs, and if they want to, have him be the best player in the world, he's gonna have to come back down these 2 games, and that is a tall task for anyone, let alone someone like Victor Wembanyama. So, what I will have to pose to you guys is: do you think that's possible? Do you think they can do it?
No
Faye?
team, no. The Knicks. Rajak, let me give you this real quick, and then you take it away.
Yeah.
Look how poorly they played in the fourth quarter. The Knicks, that is, they couldn't win. They couldn't get a bucket like if their life depended on it. Open
And
threes,
they still were.
they still won. And then that's what I mean. Like if the Knicks show up in the fourth, the Spurs have no chance whatsoever. And even in a bad game, they still win. So like, you take it, Raja. You go from here.
Yeah. I mean, Camille's basically lay it all out. Like, dude, this team is so goddamn good. And I'm a big fan of the Spurs. Obviously, Wemby is so likable. They have such a great team. But this Knicks, man, these Knicks, they play like they're from New York. You know what I'm saying? Grit and grind. They never stop. Doesn't matter if you shoot for a ball in the hey, we're gonna come at you. You're not gonna stop us, and that's what I like. And look, game one, Jalen Brunson was a one-man wrecking crew. You know what I'm saying? Like that dude took over the game, and we've seen that before. And just imagine that in the MSG. You know what I'm saying? That man, dude. Here's the thing, right? If they hit like 2 threes in a row as their first 2 shots, it's done for you guys. Just think about the fans, think about the energy. Is it possible? I feel like the Spurs actually gonna win one of those 2 games. I feel like we might see this series come back to San Antonio at some point. But I'm saying, like, they got the experience, even though they haven't really any of them have really been to the finals, just like the Spurs. But they also rested. They haven't.
It doesn't
played.
matter though anymore. I like it's just kind of a thing I'll throw in there. When it comes to the actual NBA finals, it doesn't matter anymore. With the past, what was it like?
The experience,
5 years wise, not necessarily experience, but like for teams, but more so for individual players it matters, but for teams it doesn't really. Purely,
we saw it today with where they should have taken a timeout, right?
Yeah,
and then
absolutely
they trying to bring up the ball, and I don't know if Wemby panicked or he's trying to push the pace, but he ended up throwing the ball away.
That's where playoff experience matters. Not necessarily finals experience, I wouldn't say, but playoff absolutely. Because at the end of the day, we've had that parity for these finals for the last 8 years or so, 7 years. It's quite hard to even get into the finals anymore. And I think that's something that I also believe the Spurs are taking quite lightly whilst playing. I think it's just a thing that they're not taking it serious anymore. They beat OKC, and I think it's just like they've pulled out. They're done.
That's
it does feel like in it, but like the thing is also this, like, imagine if J.R. Smith does a play like this, playing with LeBron. He's done some questionable plays. That's why I'm asking. Imagine any other player but Wemby doesn't take the timeout, passes it to the back of his teammate's head. We're clowning that player. We are clowning them. Like, we would literally ask them if they got all their marbles. Is everything all right with you? Imagine any other player than like Wemby, because he's universally loved, and me too. You know what I mean? Like, he's very honest in interviews and all that. He's got everything straight. Like, he's going to be the face of the league most likely, and all that. Like, everyone loves him. But imagine that any other player does that play. But dude, we are clowning that player. We are absolutely.
And you know what? I will say all the Knicks fans are absolutely clowning on Wemby right now. Every single one of them is clowning.
They have the right to, right?
It's a clown play. I'm sorry, it's a clown play.
It is.
It is a clown play.
What's it called? Like, anyone who is, especially someone who does not like the Spurs, especially from a Thunder standpoint or from a Knicks standpoint, you are going to be clowning that man. It's as simple as that. He made a terrible
Imagine if
play.
LeBron did that play instead of Wemby. Oh my God.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
LeBron would have been here. Wouldn't have been hearing the end of it, especially if it was LeBron James, LeBron Raymond James. He wouldn't have been hearing the end of it. But yeah, it's just hasn't been fantastic as a Spurs fan to see the past couple of days. I have faith that they'll at least take the next one, but we kind of just have to take it game by game at the end of the day. Look, I really don't want it to be going just like a kind of Dallas Mavs x Celtics finals trip where, this team kind of goes through all this just to get, swept or gentlemen swept. Unfortunately, it is appearing like it might be the case, but it's just hard to watch as like a fan, I will say, because when I saw that Dallas team crumble in the finals before my very eyes, I was just like, damn, like they put so much time and effort into like getting to the finals, and then they just got cooked. And I have a feeling that might be the case here.
Would you look at them differently if they would get swept? Like what I mean
The
is like
Spurs,
I think they overachieved for the season already. Personally, you know
Yeah,
what I mean?
same.
Like I knew that they were good, but I thought OKC is the last sort of roadblock that they'll face, and then it's sort of like
yeah.
even just winning that series. I think they're a bit ahead of the curve, and so is Wemby. I think in terms of how far he can take a team, he's
I
still
thought the Spurs
super
were a
young.
couple years away.
Yeah, that's what I thought as well. That's what I thought
Yeah.
as well. I thought they're like a 500 team going into the season. They'll figure things out, but they got better and better and better and better and better, and all of a sudden they're in the finals. I think they're like a
Yeah.
year or two ahead of schedule. Because for me, if they get
Yeah.
swept, I don't think of any of those players differently. I'll be quite honest with you. Darren Fox is hurt. Castle, who was it that hurt his ankle again this game? Was it
What
Castle?
I will say is this. Yeah, it was Castle. It was.
So you don't know how banged up they are. They had like 7-game series, 6-game series. I'm not looking at them any different if they would to be swept or if they would go to 6 or 7 games. Personally,
Yeah.
because I think they're ahead of
Yeah.
schedule in my book.
Yeah. Yeah.
I will kind of like throw this one out there too. I don't think the Spurs should give themselves any excuses because they have the excuse to not kind of get clowned. If you guys are picking up what I'm putting down, in the fact that they have the excuse to lose. They're a young team. They're what's it called, ahead of schedule. They have the excuse to lose. And if they want to be a winning team, unfortunately, that kind of mindset, if they do lose, is not going to get, especially someone like a Victor Wembanyama, anywhere. And like when we kind of look at legacy as well, people who are massive Jordan Glazers will always be in the view of a finals legacy, a record.
Yeah, but like you can. But the thing is, like, we will not see a Michael Jordan play again. No one's going to win 6 out of 6. That's not
Absolutely
that
not.
is not happening again. We will not see a player like this.
Absolutely not. Unless
Now
you're
we
a
had
role
LeBron.
player,
We had
absolutely
LeBron
not.
going into 10 finals, winning 4. You know, going into the finals for me is an achievement in itself. So you could also look at it differently and say, why did MJ only go to 6 finals?
Yes.
You know, you can pick apart whatever stands you want to choose and all this. You want to be, MJ stan or a LeBron stan or whatever. It's also different eras. It's so hard to compare in my mind. That's why I always go back to I like my tier system. I like my tiers because I don't view now LeBron's my favorite player, but that's also because I watched him. People who watched MJ, that's going to be their favorite player, and they'll die on that hill. And now, people are growing up watching Wemby on, SGA, whoever is the next, who knows? We don't even know if we'll ever see MJ, like an MJ or LeBron type of player again. Like it's
When it
not
comes to
normal. It's like
finals, God
the
knows.
it's like the Messi and Ronaldo type of conversation. We don't know if we're going to see players like this in our lifetime again that go to like 10, 15 Ballon d'Ors and are in the MVP conversation every year. LeBron, they could have given that MVP title to LeBron probably 7 years in a row. But, you can't, it's just, you won't do that. But you could. Like, it's just this. Wemby's going to be great. I think if he can stay healthy, he's going to be the face of the league. He's going to be the best player on the planet, I think, by quite a big margin. If he figures out some post-game of his, he needs to. He needs to figure out a spot, a post-game, something. Fadeaway shot, do something. I don't know, take 10,000 fadeaway shots in the off-season and you know what I mean? Just have something.
He's gotta get in the gym and get stronger.
He has
because
to. He
plays like he plays like a god who happens to be 7'5". You know what I'm saying?
Yes. Like sort of like sometimes out of control of his body.
Like
Obviously, we don't know how it.
I can have what's his name, Big Buddy Brunson spend more time in the post than Wemby. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like he gotta get stronger. We've seen him get out muscled by Cat, Mitchell Robinson, Hartenstein, right? Like, we need him to be more. Obviously, it is harder when you that tall to put on muscle mass, right? 7'5", 7'6", whatever it is. It is so hard to put on muscle, but I'm not trying to compare him to Giannis. Obviously, he's shorter than Wemby, but we've seen someone like Giannis who went from this skinny kid
Skinny as
to
hell as well.
dude,
Yeah,
dude built like a tank. At the Admiral, David Robinson, he's what 7'1", 7 feet 7'1",
yeah,
right?
yeah,
He that boy looked like a tank. You know what I'm
yeah.
saying? So
Yeah.
I need him to get it back in the gym, get stronger, get more weapons in his arsenal come in the next season. And I think the Spurs needs to, figure out what the hell happened when he goes to the bench, because we can't have him going to the bench and that lead is he comes back and they're down 5. And even though they were up 12 when he gone to the bench. So there's a lot of things that, like Camille said, they are ahead of schedule in my eyes, right? Because I thought they were getting better. They got Dylan Harper in the draft. Man, they just getting these pieces. It's like OKC, right? It took them like 4 or 5 years, 6 years, whatever it was, right, to build all this team up, and they end up winning it last year. So I thought the Spurs was, the thing started with Wemby in 23 when they drafted him. They got Castle the next year. They got Harper. Obviously, they have Vassell, June Champagne. Now they just have to figure out, man, what are we gonna do when he goes to the bench? How do we, contain this lead, extend the lead, and that's it. You know what I'm saying? And you got to look at. I know. Honestly, you don't like to talk about excuses, but look at the series that they've gone through. 7 games against Minnesota, 7 games against OKC.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? These guys are banged up. And,
Yeah.
and you know what I'm saying? Like, obviously, cool. We're not using that excuse, but it is a fact. Like, Wemby looks tired out there, man. There's a
He
reason that
does look gassed. He does
That's-
look
that's
fucking
probably
At
gassed.
why
times he looks absolutely gassed. At times, absolutely
that's probably why
gassed.
he's not spending that much time in the paint, because he doesn't want to be that physical, right? Because he's super tired. So let me take this three. Let me take this, a midi, whatever it is. So I'm
I'm gonna.
obviously playing.
One,
Yeah.
one thing before you take over, Austin. One thing,
Yeah.
like if you think about it, like the one thing for me, like if I think about, okay, who's the next superstar who's going to win? Who's the next star player that's coming up? Who's going to be the next one that wins a chip? For me, the only guarantee I have in my head, Wemby's going to win a championship with the Spurs. There's zero doubt in my mind, because they have a stacked team. They just need a piece or two. They are a piece or two. They're another big that can come off the bench and play some defense away from winning the
I'm
chip.
gonna.
Not easily,
Bro,
but sort of
lead that
convincingly.
into
Convincingly.
us next.
No, listen. Hold on, Austin. Wemby is great. We've seen guys like Jordan is great. It took him 6-7 years to win a
Yeah.
chip.
Yeah,
LeBron,
look how long it took LeBron,
he-
yeah.
Man, LeBron came into the league 2003, bro. It took him 7 years. Well, he actually ended up losing to Dallas, right, in his first year in Miami. It took him so long to win a chip.
Yeah, and he lost to the
Wemby-
Spurs in 07 as well.
Exactly. Wemby.
Also
that
ahead
team,
of
that team
schedule
is
more,
crazy.
yeah.
That's what I'm
Yeah.
saying. So Wemby, man, we look at him as this great player, but is also ahead of schedule, bro. How you 3 years in the league and you in the finals already, right? Obviously, Spurs is a great franchise, unlike the Cavs, unlike the Bulls.
Unlike OKC, you don't know what kind of like free
Yes.
agents you get and all these kinds of things. Like
Yeah.
that's what I mean. Like the whole package of the Spurs and Wemby and all these young players. Like if you put a gun to my head, that's the only team I would pick to win a championship in the next 3 years.
Yeah.
I love
they
Luka
got the
and I love the
blueprint.
Lakers, but I don't
Yes.
100% trust
No,
whatever
sir.
they're
No,
cooking
sir.
over there. Now,
No,
you
sir.
look at the Wolves. Don't trust it 100% what they're cooking over there. They have a stinker of a contract they have to deal with.
Yeah.
Are
Yeah.
the Knicks potentially, are they building something bigger than just this year? I don't know. Like, but the Spurs, yes. That's the only team I would say, okay, 100% they're winning a chip in the next 3 years.
Yeah, and the good thing
No-
about the
yeah.
Spurs is that they realized, damn, we beat OKC. Yeah, they were banged up. No AJ Mitchell, no J Dub, but we can beat these guys, and these guys are the reigning champs, right? So let's use that next season. Let's say if the Knicks win the whole thing, let's come back next season, figure out this bench situation. We know what it takes to beat a team like OKC, right? How do we conserve this energy? Because these guys are not gonna be in the playoffs every 2 years. These guys are gonna be in the playoffs every single year, right? We know what it takes. The mileage on your body to play deep into the playoffs every single year. It takes a lot, especially Wemby, for someone who's 7'5". It takes so much out of his body, because playoffs, man. You know how it is, how physical it is. Physicality times 10, intensity times 10, man. It's going to be tough. So they need to figure out, how do we become this great team because they have a great, amazing base. They just have to figure
Yeah.
out the little stuff, right? Little stuff.
And I think it at the end of the day, we saw it today. It comes with that rebounding and that height that they need. They do need a proper power forward. They don't have it. Look, at the end of the day,
Well,
Champagne's playing out
it's
a
tough
role.
because Josh Hart got 15 rebounds last game.
It's
You know what I'm
ridiculous.
saying?
The
That
other
15
thing is-
rebounds was ridiculous.
The other thing is rebounds is a lot of willpower. There's not.
Well, yeah.
there's-
You
there's
gotta
a-
want it, man.
They're so
yes,
gassed.
they-
They don't
they're-
want it. They don't want these
they
boards.
can't. They just. I literally. Wemby's gassed 4 minutes into the game. He's huffing and puffing, both hands on his hips. And I understand. Like he's playing. He's playing 35 to 40 minutes every game for the past 2 months and all that. I understand. But rebounds is also will. At the end of the day, look at Rodman. How tall was Rodman? 6, not 8.
6'8",
6'8".
6'7", 6'8".
Yeah.
Yeah.
He wanted it. He wanted it.
Yeah.
20
He
rebounds,
dove
yes.
for it.
Draymond.
Yeah.
Draymond. Well, he definitely wanted it. These are like
I mean,
undersized.
you don't have to look too far. Josh Hart.
There you go.
He's
Literally,
like 6'4".
yeah.
6'4".
Like
6'4", 6'5", yeah.
lot of it is a will. But obviously, he cannot get you 20 rebounds and give you 30 on offense every night. It's impossible. You can't ask that off of him. So the other players need to step up, and that's just a rebounding game anyways. But one segment that I want to talk about today as well is this whole Chet situation. We're going to talk about that later. You take it away, Austin.
I think now let's actually get
Wanna-
into a
wanna-
couple
wanna
of
do it now?
things. We'll do it now. I want to actually start though with, if you are the Spurs, you want to get that power forward piece, or you want to get that height, who are you going for?
I don't even know because you got to look at.
Yeah, we'll have to
Contracts
also see
and
who's going to be player options not picked. This option is not picked. I think those are the type of players you want. A cool 15 or 20 million guy that you can. A player, you need a player.
What's their draft looking like, Austin?
The NBA draft.
Yeah.
That's coming
but
up.
that's too slow, dude. Like you need someone now. You need a
someone
player
that
now.
do
You need a piece now. You need a piece now. Your championship window is now. It could be for the next 10 years.
Yeah.
Who the hell knows? We have never seen a guy being this tall. We don't know how long he's going to play. Like usually looking, observingly,
Max 10
usually
years.
players his length, they deteriorate quickly when it happens.
Oh, yeah.
So I'm not saying it's going to happen in 3 or 5 years, but what I'm saying
needs
is
to happen
they should
now.
they
It
should go for
needs
it.
to happen
They should
now.
go for it
Yeah.
now. Yes, because you do not know with these type of guys. Like
We've seen it come and go, and you
Yes.
know who I would love? You know who I would love? You know who I think would be disgusting
Go
to
ahead.
pair up? I actually
Go
have
ahead.
2 players. I do
Go
have
ahead.
3,
Do
but
not say Rudy Gobert.
The third, no, I'm not saying Rudy. The third one, I think, is more of like a, like dream. The other 2 are like more of a thing of
Okay,
realistic,
okay,
but
I'm
like
listening.
kind of
I'm
like.
listening. Mhm.
Now, number 1 that I have, right?
Here we go.
That I think would be funny. And I think would be
That's
actually
your
an
dream
alright
pick, meme
pairing.
pick, dream pick, meme pick.
A good meme pick.
Okay.
A good Kristaps Porzingis to pair along with.
Well,
He can't. He
Victor
can't. He
Wembanyama.
can't. He can't
Two
stay
games?
healthy. Yes, thank you.
And
He can play 2 games.
Forget about
If the-
Kristaps Porzingis right now. Forget about him right now. Let's move on. I don't want to talk about him.
Move on about that one. Look,
Because
he is becoming an
I love
unrestricted
that
free
guy
agent
like a
next year.
son. I love that guy like a brother when he came into the league.
That's
he was so
right.
much fun to watch. He did
Hey,
Wemby
Knicks.
things before
Shout out to the
Wemby was
Knicks.
there. Yes, he did sort
Yeah.
of these. He cannot stay healthy. He cannot. He can. You
The
need
unicorn,
reliability.
right? We called him.
Yeah.
Yes.
Crazy player. Go
And
ahead.
Yeah.
A second one that I like, but I don't know if the C's would get rid of him or if they would pay the man. I think a nice little, especially for team chemistry as well, Luke Kennard on the Celtics to go to the Spurs to spread the floor. I
Wait,
don't
Luke
think he has.
Kennard?
I don't think he has the height for it, but I like that he spaces the floor.
Well, not Luke Kennard, bro. He's Lakers.
Different
Yeah,
Kennard.
oh yeah, Lakers. Sorry.
Okay. Yeah,
Yes.
but is he going to give you enough rebounds? He gives you shooting.
He gives.
He's
you the
also
shooting, but I
streaky
don't
as
know if he
fuck.
gives- Yeah.
Like he can drop 30 any game, but he can also drop 2. Like I don't know what I'm getting. Like I need reliability off the
You
bench.
need a consistent role. You do need that
I
consistent
need.
role. You know what I would actually find hilarious? If someone like, you know how people have been comparing now, with like the whole OKC curse, how like, a very good team goes and decides to beat the Thunder, and then, a Thunder player decides to go
Stein.
and join the team that beat them, right? Hardenstein would be funny as to move over to that. I think what also would actually be quite funny to move over, look, probably also going to get bodied as well, and I think this is a big meme one too. If someone like Chet Holmgren was to actually join up with Victor Wembanyama, I think
If
that
you
would be
can
funny
beat
as
him,
well.
join him.
I think if you were to
Austin, I
go
got a
the
question.
the
I got
KD
a,
method,
I got a
You
question.
can't play them together though. Raja, you go ahead. I'm gonna
it's
go ahead, Raja.
You keep saying fun pick. Do you have any serious picks that
Yeah,
can
absolutely.
actually
thank
help
you.
your team?
Thank you.
Give me
Absolutely
that.
not. There's no, especially this offseason, I don't really see anyone that the
That's
Spurs
the problem,
could
right?
really get, right? Like that's the very, very unfortunate thing about this kind of
You'll have to
off
throw some
season.
picks at somebody to give you somebody because
Yeah,
no
like
one's going to help you get over this hurdle. You know what I mean? Everyone knows they're sort of right there. They're right there. You're going to be that team that's going to give you that player. Who's going to build a destiny, like what's it called, a dynasty over there? Hell no.
Yeah.
Hail to the
You
no.
guys need guys like
I honestly like Hartenstein. I'm not gonna
I do like
yeah.
this is the
He
Hartenstein,
this
has
is
a
but
the
team option, right?
yeah. And
Coming
he
up.
gives me he's making 30 mil right now though, 29 million. I don't know
Ooh.
if salary cap wise. You don't have stinker contracts on your team on the Spurs. Like the only thing that's sort of
Default.
questionable is he's making a bit too much for the output. He's making a bit too much.
yeah, he is making
Especially
too much.
considering
I
like
agree.
you need to get Dylan Harper ready as soon as possible to take over. I don't
Gotta
know if
clear
that's
the
going to
way.
be I don't know if he's there because he's throwing some questionable passes at times where
It's just hard
anybody
because there isn't any good like no one fits
you
the
have to make
power
it
forward
happen.
spot anymore. The
Yeah.
power forward position is kind of dead now. It's just a thing where you either have like a really like you have a 7-footer on the team, or you just have like a 6'9" guy that shoots threes.
I mean, like the way the Knicks and the Spurs are built the same in a way of you got one guy who's over 7 feet, and then everyone's like 6'8", 6'9", lengthy ass guys, 6'7", right? I mean, Mikal Bridges, OG, Hart plays the four sometimes, and he's like 6'4". You
Yep.
know what I'm saying? But
Mhm.
it's all about how the scheme. It's all about, like Camille said, rebounding. It's all about if you really want it or not. Defense is all about that too. I'm looking around.
You're paying Olynyk 13 million a year.
Yeah,
Yeah, there you go.
Clinic's gonna be
Has he
gone at the end of this
has
year,
he
unfortunately.
played? He hasn't played at all.
He hasn't played any meaningful minutes.
Sure.
No, they don't.
Sure.
He is an end of the bench kind of guy, and he is
Here's-
making
here's this.
bank for it too. He is making absolute bank. But look, I
can do that.
personally, I just don't see anyone that can fit that role at this point in time. Like, I really don't see anyone that can fit that.
I'm sure they're gonna
And
figure it
anyone
out,
that's,
man.
especially anyone that's consistent. Because at the end of the day, there are some fun options, like I said, like Chris Stapps and whatnot, but they're just like inconsistent as, right? Even if you wanted to go for like, I don't even know, like Tobias Harris, right? He's just gonna choke. He's just gonna choke like he did in the playoffs this year.
You don't need that type of player. You just need
don't
someone
need
who
that
can
type
give
of
you
player at all.
who can give you 10 and 8 off the bench.
And I mean,
A
they're
big-
trying to breed Carter Bryant into that kind of player, but it just takes time. And he's not the kind that's like Dylan Harper that's already like looking like a veteran whilst they're out there. Carter Bryant is the most rookie-looking rookie I've ever seen in my life.
Yeah, I mean
especially when it's
there's
on
a
the
reason
court
why
and
he's
off
not
the court.
playing much, right? There's a reason.
Yeah, that's
I
exactly
I
right.
like him a lot. Like he can be something, but he needs an off season or two to work on
Yeah.
his craft. But yeah, he's nowhere near. I don't know, dude. Like I don't know. I look. All I'm saying is you guys are right there. You guys are right there.
Yeah.
You don't unload them picks, get someone.
Now, for the off season, there are a few kind of players that are going to be going out. They are going to be unrestricted free agents. Not a lot of really like
LeBron James.
eye-opening kind of things. I mean, like LeBron is LeBron, right? We don't know where the hell he's going to go. But what I am curious about is the big AR-15. What do you think is happening here, guys? You are both the big Lakers, the Lake Show guys.
Look,
what's happening there?
We talked about this before about this whole AR thing. He asked to get paid the max, which is like what 241 for 5, right?
Yes.
If you
Thereabouts, yeah.
Yeah, look, the Lakers are missing a lot of pieces. They are not close to winning a championship because you cannot have offense. That's it. You cannot have that. We've seen it with this Lakers team is literally top heavy. It goes Luka, AR, LeBron, and then whoever wants to come along and play. You know what I'm saying? You gotta before you pay AR, I think you gotta look at the center position. I know I think he has a team option in Aiden. You got to look at defense. You let DFS go to Houston, right? Marcus Smart is good, but he can't carry defense and offense. Vando is a liability offensively. Defensively, he's great, but he's a liability on the offense. LeBron is 40. He's gonna be 42 come December 30th. He can't play defense like he once could, right? It's either gonna be defense or offense. Probably gonna be offense now, right? So you have to spend so much if you have, your cap majority on two guys, and then you have all these missing pieces. It's not gonna work. That's just how I think. Camille?
I mean, look, I'm going to say it again. In short, if you pay Austin Reeves anywhere near the max, you are cooked as a franchise. And that comes from someone who really likes Austin Reeves, but that's
Me
a
too.
stinker in the making. I don't think
Yes,
they'll
me
do
too.
it. Like worst case scenario, they'll have to let him walk. Any other team can give him 4 years, 180 thereabouts, I believe. Will someone pay him that? I mean, some sucker will pay him, and good for him if he makes that kind of money.
Bucks.
I'm happy for him. But bottom line is, he's not a max player, and that's just not. Like, if I look at him, he's I don't know. I mean, look, if I'm him, I'm asking that my kind of money too. I mean, shit. I'm not gonna put that on him. I understand he wants his dough, and that's
Hey,
understandable.
just in case someone wants to say yes, I'll take that. You know what I'm saying?
But if you do it, you are absolutely beyond cooked. Like, you are dooming your next 5 years and then some.
Yeah,
It's just
I
it's just
agree with
because
that.
it's just because Luca's making so much money. Now AR's coming in with this 241 for 5 potentially. How much money do you have to spend on
Dude,
others?
like
You know what I'm saying?
that contract would take up like what, 23-24% of your salary cap. What the fuck are we doing? No.
And Luca's money is going up and up every
Yeah.
single year.
Yeah. Look, they'll have a lot of decisions. Like the Lakers offseason, one of the most
Yeah,
interesting
it's
ones.
gonna be
This
Do you
this
think?
team
very,
could
very
look this
interesting.
team could look
I got a question for
completely
Camille.
different next year. Yeah.
I got a question for you, Camille. Do you
Mhm.
think if they let it go, they'll be better without AR?
No, they'll be worse, because you're not going to get a good player like AR in there unless the Lakers Magic, the La La Land. They can always make some trades happen because players want to go there, and they are
Yeah.
forcing their way there, right? Like what's his name? Like a Giannis, he probably wants to play in fucking LA. Who doesn't? Next to Luca, that'd be a cool pairing. But I don't. They can't make it work. Like, what are you gonna? You're gonna sign and trade. You're gonna to make the money work. You have to sign and trade Austin Reeves. But then if I'm the Bucks, like, what do I care about Austin Reeves? I want picks. I want picks to rebuild, or a really young player who has a ceiling, like like a crazy ceiling, like someone who can absolutely go haywire in the next couple of years. So the Lakers don't have either. So who are they going to get realistically? I don't know. If they have some, like, it's the LeBron situation needs to be figured out first. Then you'll know what kind of salary cap you're working with. And I'm a bit scared that if let's say LeBron goes, and they're like, oh shit, we have all that free cap. Fuck it, let's give it to AR anyways. And then fuck that. So your two highest players on the team are going to be like guards. One's undersized, the other one is over. Like Luca being
Liability
Yeah.
on defense.
Luca needs more help than Austin Reeves. That's not going to be good enough. And
That's what I'm saying,
you
'cause-
didn't trade for Luca to we're going to compete for a championship in 5 years. You know what I mean? Like, it's now. Yesterday.
I mean, he just went to the finals before he got traded.
Yes. Obviously, he
You
didn't
know
want
what
to
I'm
get
saying?
traded and all that saga. Obviously,
Yeah,
that was
yeah,
crazy.
yeah,
That
yeah.
was craziness.
But yeah, to me, man,
Yeah.
I think it's scary that, like Camille said, that cap is gonna be hit when by two players. That's scary to me because we've seen with
half your money. Then
we've seen it with bad contracts with Embiid, for example, right? How do you
You
move
love
that?
this Embiid contract, Raja. You
I mean-
love this Embiid contract.
I mean that man is getting that man's getting full-time money to be a part-time player. Like I said, the dude is making 190 for the next 3 years. And let's say AR gets this contract 1 or 2 years in, how do you move that if anything happens, right? You
don't.
can't.
You can only move it with like picks. You don't have any picks if you're the Lakers. When's
That's
your
what I'm
next pick
saying.
available? Like, you don't have nothing. You wouldn't.
That's what I'm saying.
You're not gonna
Yeah.
have anything to offload that contract, and that's the scary thing. If you have picks, right, and you're like, shit, we can't get anyone. Let's just sign him for now. We're gonna see how it works out in the next year or two, and then we can still offload that contract.
No, sir.
Hell, just give us somebody. We'll get you a first rounder with it. Cool. You don't have nothing. You need to be so
Yeah.
fucking careful right now, because like the cap is unforgiving these days. It was a lot easier 10 years ago when you had like Golden State, they had like 3 max players and then some, and they went over 100, what was it, 100 million over the cap or something, and like the owners paid like 200 million a year in luxury tax, and who gives a damn? We're winning championships over here. This model doesn't work anymore. This model is different now. You have to be careful with that cap. The bottom line is they cannot pay AR. Let's see what they can work out. I would still love to see him on the team, but if
not for that money.
Not hell,
not
no.
For that money.
Not even, not even close. Don't even tell me 40 million. Don't even talk to me about, like, you know what I mean? Like, I'm not saying don't pay him 50 million. I'm not even 30 to 30.
That's
35,
even too
30.
much.
Yeah.
Yeah. But that's the NBA today, I guess.
Yeah, that's the NBA today. Look, he gives you, like, even this season, he had 23 points, right? On 35 minutes, 35 minutes a game, over 50 games. Last year it was 73 games played, 35 minutes, 20 points. So let's say he's a, 22 points guy with 5 assists, 5 rebounds. That's worth something, but it's not worth 40 million. No,
I don't like that at all.
No, nowhere near.
Man, 40, 50
Luka
mil.
needs different kind of help. Luka needs
a team built around him. That's what it is.
Luka,
at the end of the day, that's what Luka needs. I was going to say
Luka.
Built around him.
Luka needs Kyrie. Luka needs Gafford, Lively,
PJ Washington.
Derek Jones.
Actually a good. Well, wait. Can I take a step here? If the Spurs wanted to trade for someone, I think PJ Washington's like a great defensive forward that grabs pretty good.
But it's just that they don't have a lot of
trade
capital, right? They got nothing to give off. Like who wants a Don Connect? Who wants a Jake LaRavia? Who wants, you know what I'm saying? Like they don't really have much.
Yeah.
Maybe Rui. Can they even sign Rui if they? Oh, that's another thing.
Rui's a free agent as well.
If they sign AR, they can't pay Rui like that because
how much? Is
no, sir.
Well, he probably wants more. I think he's getting paid 18, isn't he? I think he wants more than 18.
Close. Yeah, he's going to look at like 30 plus.
More, like 30 mil?
100%.
Well, especially when you're the highest percentage.
Yeah.
Come on, man.
Yeah, true. He knows. Yeah, that's very true, especially for a regular season kind of. And he was doing really good this off season as well.
Especially when you see De'Aaron Fox making 50. I mean, he played good today, 20 points. But
hey, maybe send Fox to the Lakers and get a Hachimura kind of.
All right, next topic. All right,
Hachimura kind of guy back. Hey, we've seen the Spurs.
It would be good to have Rui
like
in your team, Austin. Would you take Rui?
I would love Rui Hachimura.
Yeah,
any day of the week. I would take that any day of the week. But that's
like if you can get him on a. But yeah, how much money? Like he's not going to stay on 20 mil.
It's wishful thinking. That's what it is.
Yeah.
What's it called? But yeah, how do we think that OKC is going to balance their salary next season? Who are they going to offload?
Dort is gone. That's for sure. Dort is 100% gone.
Where
I think
is he
that's
going
20.
to go?
I don't care.
Golden State.
Europe,
I like
China,
for
Australia, come over here.
Piraeus, yes. No, like he's still a decent player, I guess, but like,
where is he gonna go?
He
I mean, it's like the way I look at it, right? Lou Dort is like this. I'm not saying that they're the same level, but he's like that type of Draymond Green player where he fits only in that team. You know what I'm saying? Like Draymond Green.
Don't put Draymond and Dort in one sentence, dude. Like Draymond actually
I'm just saying.
Hey, NBA champion Lugens Dort, an NBA champion, multiple time champion.
Swap those two out in their prime, dude. OKC is going back to back.
Yeah,
Draymond, for all his clownliness and all his antics, he was a bad player.
I'm not saying he's not a great player. I'm not saying he's a bad player, but it's just like you don't really see him outside of Golden State because the system built around him facilitating.
Yeah, but he would have been good.
Lou Dort is like
but he would have been good on other teams as well. Like
Dort, I'm not sure. I could see him going to Golden State with the rest of the.
Yeah, go play there then. Yeah, go ahead.
Hey, let him go ahead. They're gonna obviously get like I don't know what it is with Golden State recently, getting a bunch of washed up old players like every year for the past like few years.
Do they want Joel Embiid? Go give him Joel Embiid.
They want LeBron.
Why they've been getting like. Tell me why they got CP3. Tell me why they were getting Al Horford, Chris Stapps. Like, come on, guys.
I guess it's good to be rich in San Francisco. I guess
it is. It's fantastic to be rich,
especially if you want to retire there.
But I'm just saying, if they want to get some pieces, hey, Lugens Dort isn't a terrible kind of choice. But it's
go ahead, Luke.
He's going to be getting a terrible contract. That's all I'm kind
Well,
of.
I mean, look, first of all, you need to figure this Chet situation out, right? We spoke about this, and I've said before, him for Giannis, they have to look at this.
They do have to look at that. But
Overall,
Is
my
it gonna-
thinking is because Giannis is a proven playoff player. I do not care about the regular season with that team. That team can coast to 60 games, to 60 wins every year. They are just really, really,
Yeah.
they're really damn good. They are really, really damn good. They can just coast into the playoffs. So all I need Giannis for is the playoffs. And I know he can perform in the damn playoffs. He's really fucking good. So and Chet, not so much.
and the NBA Cup.
The thing is, what we saw from Chet against Wembanyama was a disaster. Then it'll be better in the future type stuff. It was just an absolute disaster class. He couldn't get going on offense. He couldn't defend. Like, there was nothing. There was nothing that I liked about Chet against Victor. And I said it before, they're going to be playing each other for the next couple of years because OKC has all those picks. They're going to reload that team at some point. SGA is going to stay there and whoever's going to stay there. But they can, like, reshuffle this whole team again. They can reinvent themselves in the next couple of years.
Yeah.
And if I'm looking at Chet, he was a liability against Wembanyama.
Yeah. Look, if I'm about to pay someone 41 million in the next 4 years, 5 years, I think he's making 41, 44, 47, 51, 54.
It's just
Are you gonna shoot? Are you gonna shoot the ball twice, bro?
It's just unbelievable that he's making that much money. Look, I think they'll probably stick with him for another year. They'll let it ride. But
I
it would
think
be
so. I think so
smarter.
too. I think so too. I don't know if it's smarter, but I do believe that they will do that too.
It would be smarter to get rid of that dead weight sooner rather than later. Is what I was.
Also, a player like Giannis is not going to be available whenever you want him.
That's correct.
You know what I mean?
That is absolutely correct.
You know, I know Giannis has its fault and all that. He's getting there with age. He could fall off a cliff any year now. I know that. But if you're OKC, you're winning now. You have SGA in his prime now. You have all these pieces, all these defensive pieces. You have them now. Like, but if you know, I would do it. I would pull the trigger.
Man, I'll trade one more championship for everything if I'm OKC.
Yeah, that's it.
Like,
that's it. Yeah, because
we've
seen teams like the Bucks and stuff. They win it once, right?
Yeah.
And they'll now fade away, sort of, because of the whole Giannis thing. And we've seen what's it called? The Raptors. We've seen the Raptors, and they win. But can you
that was
can
a
you
cold
do it again?
job by the way in the
Yeah,
Raptors.
Yeah, it was.
Kawhi
Yeah,
went there and like, you know what?
Crazy.
I won, bruh. I'm not
Terrible,
staying, dog.
terrible man. Terrible man.
We talk about aura, bro. That's how you do it right there. You go there. He got traded there, didn't he?
Yes.
He got traded.
He forced his way out of San Antonio, got a ring, and said, "I'm going to Los Angeles.
I'm going back home."
And
bro.
nothing ever worked since then. Good fucking riddance.
And also give me PG so we can help OKC get SGA and 20 picks. Thanks.
Yeah. But anyways, if you're OKC, you have about 1 million picks. You can reshuffle that team. Chet has so much upside. That's why you've probably look at him like, fuck, he could be like Timothy in the next years. I don't know if he can.
Give him some muscle. As long as you have some good trainers in the gyms, you know, that are there.
That's like,
he could be a KD kind of player. We don't know.
I know what Giannis is. That's what I'm taking. You know what I mean? Like, I know what I'm getting.
You want to take that for sure pick, and that's 100% agreed on. Like,
and also, like, you know, if it doesn't work out in the next 2 years, then I still got 1 million picks. I can get someone else. But Chet if Chet played mid and he had, like, you know, 1 or 2 banger games and then a couple stinkers in there, it's a different conversation, because now we just have to look at the banger games, and maybe, you know, we used them better in those games. Maybe we, you know, didn't, you know, we schemed them better on defense. We, you know, swapped them better on defense and all these kinds of things. Nothing worked.
Look, what I know is that Chet hasn't played well in the last 2 years in terms of playoffs.
Yes, and that's a problem.
And we're about to go into his rookie max contract. Like, he plays like someone who knows that he's gonna make that money anyway. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, he does.
He ain't hungry, bro.
It doesn't matter.
You know what I'm saying? So I like Camille said, I'm with Camille with this one. Like, I need a sure way into this finals.
Who cares about the regular season, right? Yeah, he won defensive player. Like, he was on the defensive first team. Was it first team or second?
Yeah,
he was on.
Yep,
first.
Yeah, that's all great and that's phenomenal. You flunked out in the Western Conference Finals.
Yeah,
and this
is how people look at James Harden as well, right? Like, dude, we understand you're good, but I need to see it when it matters the most, which is the playoffs.
I think that's
right.
very
So
good.
I don't
I
get
like
why
that.
I don't get why people keep saying no, like let's get him. He's gonna help us win. The Cavs said, but he's been what 16 years, hasn't he? He's played in the NBA for all these years, and guess what? He's
Nothing.
like the exact same thing over and over and over again. It's not like he goes to the playoffs and boosts his points up to like by 20. It goes the other way around. Like you can be great in the regular season, but I need to win, bro. I'm hungry. Are you gonna help me? James Harden's like, nah, bro. I'm gonna go to the club.
Nah, bro, forget about
Okay,
it. Let
where's the
let
nightclub?
me go to the
Nightclub
club.
at? Yeah.
Let me go to the club and just eat. I want to
Chicken-
eat.
chicken
I am a hungry
wings.
man.
Give me
Hungry
my
hungry
50
off the
though.
court, not hungry on the court. That is
Give me
just
my
as
40
simple
mil
as that.
though.
I'm
It's
like,
like-
that.
it's like
I'm not. I'm
that.
not wasting another year of SGA's prime. I'm just not.
Oh yeah.
Not
And
happening.
SG is like
Not
27,
happening.
isn't he? Like he's not getting younger as
That's
well.
what I mean. No. And
Oh, yeah.
usually also we've seen it with very athletic players. They sometimes don't age very well. It depends, but as they get older, they have to reinvent their game is what I mean, right? We've seen it with LeBron. He cannot bulldoze his way through anymore. He's got to pick those mid-range. He got to develop a three. He has to create his own shot. Now,
Yes, sir.
SGA can't do that. He's a decent shooter anyways. But look, I have SGA now and, back-to-back MVP. I'm loading that team up. Fuck everything.
But the good
But
thing
not
about
with
OKC is
Chet.
that they have Sam Presti, right? They're arguably the greatest general manager of all time. So I'm sure he knows. He's already planning this ahead of time. I'm sure.
Yeah.
How did this he's the greatest general manager of all time thing happen?
Well,
He
got
found a
Russell
system that
Westbrook.
worked. Yes, go ahead.
He
Go ahead.
drafted Russell Westbrook, James Harden,
Mhm.
KD. He
Mhm.
had this whole thing with SGA. You know what I'm
I
saying?
think it was that trade. That trade alone that he did with PG just solidified him in that
I
argument.
mean, there's a lot of
because
great
it was viewed
managers.
as one of the worst trades to
Yeah.
ever be conducted and best trades ever. Same
There's a
deal
lot of
with
there's a lot of great managers. Jerry Krause with the Bulls, right? Or what's his name? Or the Raptors, Masai.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He was also really good. Jerry West when he
Jerry,
was with the
because
Lakers.
if I'm thinking greatest GM of all time, for me Jerry West pops in
Jerry
mind.
West, yeah.
And I think Jerry West is clear of Sam Presti. I think
Yeah.
I need more.
You need
a
more
longer
championships.
period.
You
Yes,
need
I
more
need
championships.
I need a longer
Just
period
like-
of time where Sam Presti
for me,
is there,
it's just
yeah.
like identifying talent. That's all it is.
Yeah,
'Cause
but
he's gonna
look, are we identifying talent if I'm the GM and I'm drafting LeBron James or KD? Is that nice? Well done, bro. Like, of course I'm gonna. You know what I mean?
I mean, they also pick Marvin Bagley second. They also pick DeAndre Ayton first. So not every pick. You know what I'm saying? Like not every pick is a bang of a hit.
But at the end of the day, can you put a championship team together? Because what he
No,
did,
yeah,
I
you're
think
right.
what Sam Presti did lately, really good, really good, better than anyone else.
Building that team, yeah.
Is okay. The NBA, I have to look at it. Okay, how this is the framework the NBA gives us, right? These are the picks that I could accumulate. This is how much we have to suck over a period of time and make sort of the best of the situation they had, right? How can we get 1 billion picks in the next 5 years? And that's what he did really fucking well. And kudos to him for that.
For a trade for the
Porzingis?
Thunder, if they were to do something that was realistic to get rid of Chet, what about Siakam?
I don't know. I'm taking Giannis any day of the week, twice on Sunday.
If they couldn't make that,
They can make it
trade
work.
So
They can make if they want to. They can make it work. Like if this deal falls through, then because OKC didn't want it, they have about 1 million.
It's all on
absolutely.
OKC. It's all on
That
OKC.
is actually exactly right.
And also,
actually.
the Bucks will not get anything remotely close to what OKC can give them because Chet and Giannis 1-to-1, I think, match salary-wise. So you don't have to do much there. Like you don't have to manipulate. You don't have to throw in. Maybe you'll have to throw in another player. It's $10 million player. But if I'm the Bucks, I like it because I get Chet and I like his upside. Right? It's just
Also, the camera's off.
Yeah.
He couldn't perform in the playoffs. That's one thing. But if I'm the Bucks, I'm not worrying about no playoffs at the moment. I'm worrying about the rebuild, regular season. He's going to sell some tickets. That's really fucking cool for me. I'm happy with that. And I get like 2 or 3 picks. No one even remotely will get that for you. Like no one, the Bucks will not get anything remotely like that. So if that deal doesn't happen, it's because OKC doesn't want it to happen. Period. If I'm the Bucks, I'm on the phone to Sam Presti every day of the week. Morning, evening. I'm asking him how his morning was, how he slept, and everything.
I'm going to be annoying to Sam Presti if I was the Bucks.
I'm hunting him down.
Yeah.
Get
constantly texting. Colin.
Because we
I'm
know
with you, bro.
what we had is Giannis. When Giannis played Wemby, Giannis was good. Like he could contain that brother.
And also the one thing that Wemby is struggling with is physicality, and we know
Yes,
that Giannis
exactly.
plays hard as hell coming down the paint.
Yes, yes, he's gonna come
That's
at
a
you.
train wreck.
And
Yes.
usually what we see when Wemby's on the court, right? All these players, even if they have an open lane, they see Giannis sort of, they're
Yeah.
circling back,
Yeah.
circle
It's
back,
like a
kick out,
LeBron,
kick
like
out.
LeBron thing. Yeah.
Giannis will go at him. You know how much energy that will exhaust from Wemby?
Yeah.
Just like
Yeah.
this dude is coming at me.
Yeah.
Like that's just gonna be
And like think about it, they almost beat this Spurs team with Chat, who played like ass. Imagine if you
Giannis is on the team instead of
like
Chat.
50%, more than Chat. What gave him? Oh my god. And look, we probably, we might be talking Ash here, but if I really like the way, I don't want to see, to be honest, I don't want to see Giannis to the OKC because I'm a big fan of Giannis.
No, that team is scary. That team is scary. That team is scary if they add Giannis. I think that team is very scary if they add Giannis.
For sure.
Because Giannis has an MVP, he's got Defensive Player of the Year, he's got all that. So from his perspective, he doesn't need to play 75 games.
No, sir.
Why would he? Why would he? He's not going to do that. He doesn't need these personal accolades. Oh, I'm not going to go for 30 points this year and 15 rebounds or something. He can coast through the regular season. That team's good enough. Let him play 60 games. Fuck it. On like 25, 30, 25 to 27 minutes a game. That's okay.
I'm with you on that.
And all of a sudden, we're going to ramp you up come playoff time. To me, it's a no-brainer. But I don't know if Sam Presti is going to do that. I don't know.
Yeah. We'll see.
Because that's a move that also takes balls, right? That takes balls as well. Because Giannis is a bit older, he can always get hurt. Yes. And how is that going to look, right? You're gonna throw a couple picks at them. You're gonna trade Chet away, and then all of a sudden Giannis gets hurt. That can happen. I know that. It can happen. Absolutely can happen. And then you're gonna look like not idiot, but like just now all of a sudden it's a bad trade. Like it's like a silver. It's a balancing act. It could go from a super mega trade. All of a sudden you're winning 2 championships back to back. To fuck, we traded away Chet and a couple picks. I understand, but what is the thinking if you keep Chet? All of a sudden he's he's young, he can get better, right? We know that he can work on his craft and all that. But he could just stay the exact same player, which is a first team, all defensive first team player on 17, 18 points a game on super great efficiency in the regular season. Come playoff time, because it's a different conversation. No one cares. No one cares about the regular season. I do not care. Like, I don't give a damn. I need to see you guys in the damn playoffs.
We see it with them as well. Like, they get knocked out, right? Like it's hard to get back to the finals. So if I'm OKC, what helps me get to the finals?
Yes.
And that's that. I can't have Chet shooting the ball twice in a game 7.
Yeah.
And I'm paying this
that's
man.
the thing. Like if you could also be too careful with this whole thing. Yeah, I have a million picks. I don't need to do something. Look, you have SGA now. Who knows if you're going to find another player, an SGA type caliber player, if you have to reload that team with all those picks. You do not know if you get a player like that again.
Yeah.
So if I'm OKC, for me, I'm doing it. Yeah. I'm getting Giannis in that building ASAP. Let him work with SGA. It's scary as hell. That's what I'm doing.
And I like that as a bit of a final kind of ending a statement there. If the NBA wants to get cooked, then OKC can pull that trigger at the end of the day. They can, right? If they want to do it, they can. It's just if Silver wants to step in to prevent the trade, like when they
he's
did
not going to do that. He's not going to do that.
You remember how they stepped in for it before the CP trade happened?
Yeah, but it came out like, did they really not step in? Was it a different thing? Like, that trade is a rabbit hole. Like, if any viewer wants to go down a rabbit hole, look at that trade, because that was weird as hell. I just don't think Adam Silver is that type of commissioner anymore, where he was 15 years ago. I think he's very different now. He's all about revenue and boosting viewership and the gambling coming in and all that kind of just doing that. I don't. I don't think he would do that because the Bucks, at the end of the day, is not a big market team. Getting Giannis out of there to an OKC team where they already have a 2-time MVP.
Oh, they'd love it.
They'd love that too. And now OKC is sort of in this villain role, and you get Giannis. Oh my god, that's a whole nother storyline. WWE
marketing.
style. It is.
Yeah,
so from that perspective, they would let that slide.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, what's it called? I think that's about all we've got in regards to the stuff that we have written down here. Any of you boys got any notes or anything to talk about at all?
Knicks in 5.
Yeah.
What
what
do we
I have
have
as
Knicks,
well.
what do we have in the Knicks and Spurs game? I have Spurs in 7. I have got
Oh
to
my
rep
God.
the team.
Get the hell out of here. Get the hell
Let
out
me
of
be
here.
the
I've gotta go to 7.
delusional Spurs addict at the end of the day, guys. Please comment what you guys think that is going to happen in that series. I do have Spurs in 7 though.
My God.
Yeah, thank you
Just
all.
If they win
Spurs
in
will-
7, you should bet your whole saving.
Oh my God.
I'm not
on-
gonna do it, bro. I'm not gonna bet my whole life savings on that. That's my delusional kind of fan in me. I
Hope
have to
you're right,
have
bro.
hope. If
Hope you're
I
right.
had hope in the Spurs last time when you guys had OKC in 5, and what happened?
But also they won one game in
Yeah.
there.
Hey, I have to have faith in my team, otherwise I'm not a true fan. And I think that's true.
Don't be too delusional now. LeBron can't win everything.
You gotta be true to it.
Prepare yourself. They might just get
disappointment
swept
and
as
just
well.
get in the swept.
They might just
Yeah.
get swept.
Hey, game three this Monday for Americans, Tuesday for
Yep.
us. I'm
That's right.
hoping for the best. But anyways, guys, thank you very much for watching. Please leave a comment on what you think. Any comments, any, questions, queries, we can always learn as much as you guys at the end of the day, right? It's always good to educate us. And yeah, thank you very much, y'all. Appreciate the Raja, the LBJ chain. And
Let it all work out.
peace out from all of us. Take care, y'all.
Peace. All love.